Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Mike, your physical therapist. Hey, today we are here at the Alzheimer's conference. I pulled this amazing attorney here. We're going to be talking about elder law and estate planning. We'll be back in a few seconds, okay? Are back. I'm here with attorney Sara Barnett. I hope I'm pronouncing her
You
last
are.
name right. And I just pulled her out here. Hey, I said, attorney, could you talk us about elder law and estate planning? What is that? Why do we need to plan? Why do we need to talk to a lawyer about it? And of course, ask her who she is really. What does she do? And yeah, overall.
Oh, that was a lot of questions
I
all
know,
in
right?
one.
So could you please tell us again who you are first?
Sure.
And what you do?
Okay. So my name is Sara Barnett, and I practice with the law firm of Spraggins, Barnett, and Cobb here in Jackson, Tennessee. And I specialize in estate planning and elder law. And so I can do wills, trusts. I can help you with government benefits, such as 10 Care Choices, Medicaid for long-term.
I get a lot of questions about that. All right. So being an attorney, what is the most common issues that you've been experiencing and seeing right now? I mean, obviously POA, stuff like that. What is the most common issue?
Right. Well, I would say, one of the things that is really important, and you just mentioned it, is we talk about wills, we talk about trusts a lot, but powers of attorney are probably one of the most important document that anyone can have, regardless of your age, because it could happen to anybody that we could be in an accident or something like that and unable to make decisions for ourselves or unable to get to the bank, pay our bills, that sort of stuff. And if you don't have a power of attorney, then the only thing that we can do is go to court and get a conservator appointed. And so that costs a whole lot more money than having, someone you trust to be appointed as your power of attorney over your medical decisions and your financial decisions.
That's very important, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what we encounter a lot too, especially with our patients who have Alzheimer's and dementia. They don't know who's really taking care of who's who. All right. Could be the brother, the sister, the mom, or the daughter that is way out where somewhere in Florida. We're here in Tennessee. So you have to, failure to plan. You plan to fail. You plan to fail. What's it? Whatever. I'm running out of English. I'm kind of nervous. I'm talking to an attorney right now.
Oh.
You fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's what I meant. So we mentioned about elder law, right?
Right.
And estate planning. What is really the difference between a regular law and elder law? Is this like a specialty that a lawyer can go? The reason I'm asking because my daughter wants to be a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
And then what is estate planning? I mean, what's that?
So I think estate planning is probably the easier one to explain. That usually involves wills and trusts and power of attorney, that sort of stuff. We're planning for when someone passes away, how their assets will be taken care of, who they will go to, if it's in a trust or a will, the difference between that. But on the elder law side, it's a little bit different. We are usually trying to help people qualify for benefits that they need. We're often dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia patients, the families that are with them, that are caretakers. And we're trying to help them get what they need in terms of, most of the time, it's going to be Medicaid benefits that you can get if you go to a nursing home. Here, I'll tell you what the problem is that nursing homes cost, $8,000-$9,000 a month. Which is a lot more than most people's Social Security and even with their pension. And so
we need to start a nursing home.
And so how do they pay for it if you're only making something like $3,000 a month? And so what happens?
Good luck getting $3,000.
Right, exactly. And so what happens is that whatever savings and whatever assets those people have, they're used to pay for the nursing home care, and there's nothing left. And then at their death, TennCare has a lien on the property. And so when you have family farms and real estate that you really want to go to your children that's been in your family for generations, you've got to plan way ahead. And there's a 5-year look back period.
I know. I was going to talk to you about that. How long does the government will look back? 5 years.
So we can't go and transfer assets to family members because if you do that, it will cause you not to be eligible for any benefits. And there's this 5-year look back period. And so we have to work through that to try to make sure that we can save as many assets as we can for their families to continue on and make sure that it doesn't, end up with a lien on it at the person's death. And so there's a lot of different things that we can do to help with that. Sometimes people say, well, I'm just going to gift it all to my kids, which is a danger too. You never know. They say we're all just like one accident away from, not being able to pay our bills and work. And so if you transfer your property over to your children, you are certainly at the mercy of their creditors. If somebody has a divorce or some sort of life event, you could lose your house because you transferred it to your kids, even if they are stable and in a good relationship.
True. You know what? I never thought about that.
You just can't. You got to be careful. So that's why we end up creating things like trusts, so that the property is protected from creditors. It's protected from divorce and things like that. But it's also going to save it from TennCare liens at your death. And so we kind of go through that and analysis and decide what is going to work best for what that person has, and give them the right protection that they need.
Wow. See, I've learned something again, right? We normally experience this in, when you have a loved one that has Alzheimer's or dementia. Of course, in our clinic, it's called Rehab Physical Therapy. It's basically my patients, they just don't go to our clinic because of physical problem. They have these issues. And one of the main reasons why they're not able to continue physical therapy, not because they can't pay for it, because Medicare and TennCare will pay for our services or whatever, Humana or Blue Cross Blue Shield, they'll pay for that. But the reason why they can't continue because of financial issues.
Right.
All right. They can't go to a rehab or a nursing home because they have this issue. So here's my next question for Attorney Sara. Attorney Sara. When should they start planning this? If you're 60 or 65, you're senior, when should they start planning? And then say, how can they reach, should they reach a local attorney or a specific elder care attorney?
Sure. I would say that, it's probably not too early to start planning, especially if you're in your 60s. With this 5-year look back period, it's difficult for us to say, when is this 5 years? It's 5 years from the day you go into a nursing home. When is that? Who knows? And people are really having problems with dementia. I mean,
as early as now.
And, it may be that we're not really quite ready for that kind of planning for, these trusts to protect assets from TennCare, but you need other kinds of planning, even if you're pretty young. One of the other things that people need to be concerned
You're looking at me
about,
when you say young. Thank you.
You are. One of the other things that people need to be concerned about is even if you have young children, if something happens to you and your spouse, and you have a minor child.
Why are you looking at me? I don't have that. I don't have that right.
Anybody. If you have a minor child, one thing is that you can't have minor children inheriting property. And this creates a problem. And so the best thing to do if you have minor children and you need to do some estate planning is you probably do need to create a trust for them, because you need to have a trustee that's going to manage the money for them to make sure that they have, the money they need to live and for college and all that sort of stuff. And if you don't do that, then we have to go to court. The court appoints a guardian for them. And if you don't name who your guardians are for your children, this is a problem. And so even if you're not dealing with dementia and things that we're talking about today, if you're just a young person and you've got a young family, you need to go ahead and put something in place. It may not be the same thing we would put in place for you when you're 60, but it'll tide you over and be the start of your plan. So even for young people, it's really important to think about your minor children, especially.
Let me ask you a personal question. I'm a foreigner. I'm an immigrant. We're not even citizens. We don't really have any family member. So in my case, who do I trust it if my kids are still, minor? I have an older college daughter. So
and that's one of the biggest decisions that I think parents have to make is not only who would be the trustee of the money for your children, but in addition, you need to appoint somebody, if you have minor children, to be your guardian. Now, it could be a family member that doesn't live here or something like that. And it doesn't, your situation is a little bit more complicated.
I gotta have
a consultation,
a retainer or something.
Yes, I can't answer that question. But for most people, there's usually someone in your life that okay, I need to ask them, hey, if something happens to me or me and my husband or me and my wife, will you take care of my kids? And these children, this children stuff is really important. And people don't think about it because they think, well, I'm young. But we all know that things happen, and it certainly is something that you need to
just
think
blow
about.
up in your face. And this is what happened to my dad. Rest in peace. My mom and dad passed away, and my dad is in California, and we wanted to decide about him, moving to hospice, and nobody can't decide because nobody is a POA.
Right.
He had his wife was there, but of course we respected him and her, that it should be his wife over there that should decide. But technically, or we were like in a burden, like who is going to decide,
Right.
to pull the plug or something like that. So
Right. Well, and I
Mhm.
think that, you see this, I'm sure, in your field, that we have advanced directives and living wills that we can prepare for that kind of stuff
Mm.
too. But you do need, when you have a blended family, when I would say a blended family is, you have like a stepmother and some
Mhm.
children on each side. That's when you really need to
Oh,
talk to a
yeah.
lawyer. You probably need to talk to a lawyer before you
Mhm.
blend it,
Mhm.
truthfully.
Mhm.
But once you've got it blended, we need to make sure that everybody, both sides of the children, are
Mhm.
protected, and that everybody gets what the parents really want,
Yep.
and that we know who's going to make decisions
Mhm.
ultimately.
It's true.
And so
Mhm.
that's hard stuff and hard conversations.
Yeah.
But anytime you have big major life events, you
Mhm.
probably need to go talk to a lawyer. Like if you're getting married, you're getting divorced, you have a major medical event,
Mhm.
such as a diagnosis of like dementia or something like that, or you have some kids born. That's when you need to talk to a lawyer.
You know what's funny? Parents, I don't know in American culture, but in Asian culture, I'm Filipino, and then when we talk about this, and like the parents will be like, "Oh no, well, you're killing me already." I don't know if that happens to you when
It's a little bit uncomfortable,
yeah.
for sure.
But you as the parent, you have to do it now, as early as now. Look
Mhm.
at me, I'm talking. I don't even have it, but you
I got your card.
So thank you, Sarah. But you have to do it as early as now, and that way it won't be uncomfortable when this time comes. You'll never know if you get Alzheimer's or dementia or a hip fracture, you've fallen, and yes, when you go to the hospital, you're kind of a little bit confused. You may
Right.
be okay right now. You can get those anesthesia and medication. It will, kind of affect your cognition. So it's very important that you plan this now.
Absolutely.
All right, Attorney Sarah. I'm so used to Dr. Sarah. Attorney Sarah, where can they find you? Any last parting wisdom for our audience?
Sure. So you can find me. I'm at the law firm of Spraggins, Barnett and Cobb. Our website is www.spragginslaw.com. Phone number is 731-424-0461.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that my parting words would be that planning, like you said, planning is really important. And it's not just for old people. It's not just for people going through.
Or you're looking at me when you say old people, right?
It's for everybody.
Mhm.
And really, you can't be too young to start thinking about this stuff, and just dusting off your old wills and things like
Sure.
that too.
Mhm.
So I would be happy to help anybody who wants to talk to me about it.
All right. Again, thank you very much, Attorney Sarah. Appreciate you. But before I let you go, always remember the word FAST, F-A-S-T, letter F. Find people that will bring out the best in you because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Today, I hang out with Attorney Sarah. I feel like I want to do all my, I'm not elder law, but
Do
estate
all your
planning.
estate
Well,
You need to.
I know, right? Next letter is letter A, take action. All the stuff that we're doing is not going to do me good. It's not even going to do Attorney Sarah good if you don't take action. Take action. Go to their website. Just talk to her. Obviously not her, but she probably has some paralegals, people at the front office. But is there a free consultation, like initial consult?
If you are coming to me from Alex, right,
Mhm.
I will give you a free consultation. So
Cool.
mention his name.
There you go.
You got the free consultation.
There you go. All right, go talk to her. See, you get a free consultation. Next letter is letter S. Share and subscribe. Share their website. You got a Facebook page or something like that?
We have a firm Facebook page.
There you go. Yeah, share and subscribe. Next letter is letter T. Is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're understanding it more. And that's what Attorney Sarah's doing. She's teaching you. She's not just being a lawyer just because she knows the law. She's actually teaching you, hey, this is what you need to do for your loved one, for yourself, for your family. And that way it's not going to be hard when you're trying to decide when all is said and done. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Be awesome. Be great. Be excellent. And Attorney Sarah, thank you very much. Be all. We'll see you on our next episode in our Jerry Hab Show.
Bye.
Like that. There you go.